I grew up like a savage.
You know what I'm saying? We relatives.
Tighter on the street as the mother.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Relative.
Yeah.
Family, you end up cutting off.
Right.
Big bro right here, he my manager, but we've been rocking 20 years plus.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Man.
You don't come across a lot of
Nah, not at all. Not at
you
all.
gotta have that same understanding. At the end of the day, it's family. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got this new record with E40 called "Life in the Ghetto."
I heard that.
He says a specific line in there, like one day you can have a fist fight with your friends, and the next day y'all folks. It don't even got to be a fist fight. It could just be a disagreement.
A disagreement,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Any little thing like that, but you know, at the end of the day, family. You know what I mean? In a fake ass world that we live in right now, man, I'm sticking strictly to the fam.
Man, I feel you.
My kids and my girl be realer than half of these niggas.
Man,
you know what I
man, tell me about it, bro.
Did you when y'all did that? Did you understand like in the beginning where he was coming from?
I did. You know, it's funny because that shit goes over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah.
And you gotta really know, you know, like I said, when I grew up on, I learned the black culture before I learned my own.
Right, okay.
Because we grew up in Oakland, you know, Black History Month, all that. We were put on a lot of shit. So when he starts talking about eating pork and all that shit, I knew from back in the day that that's the shit that they used to feed the slaves.
Right.
And now we eat it like it's a normal thing.
Right.
He was really giving all this game that a lot of people I think they missed it. You know, I looked at a couple of comments and, you know, these young cats was like, nigga, this nigga talk about stomach problems.
Man.
You know what I mean? Somebody like, nigga talk about Pepto.
Man.
Right. Nah, it went over your head.
It went over their head.
Really giving y'all some free game. You know what I mean?
But when I heard him explain to you what he wanted to do, then I looked at it like the respect that he got for you.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's telling you why because he feel like you that deep.
Yeah,
like, I need to let him know I'm on what he on. Yeah.
That was crazy when I said I thought that was dope.
I thought it was dope, too.
I probably jumped the gun a little bit with my question, but you brought it up first.
Yeah. 40 could have did any kind of verse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like he kind of like took a left, like, look, check this out. You know what I mean? It reminded me of one of his old records.
Yeah, for sure.
It reminded me of one of his old records where he say, "Oh, it's all bad." With his son. It remind me of It's All Bad. It remind me of It's All Bad.
Man, it's crazy that y'all said that because, you know, this the first time I'm saying this too. It's like when I was putting together this record, you know, I had some people on the management team that didn't believe that, you know, that this record, I'm like, man, why we don't put E40 on a club banger?
Yeah.
But you got to really go back to the old school E40 to really know that he was on some mob shit.
Shit.
You know, he was speaking. You know, but when he came through, you know, I heard him say this one time. I forgot who he told us, but he's like, "I've been your age. You ain't never been mine."
Man.
You know what I mean?
Man.
That stuck in my head. I'm like. You know, so when he came through giving that game, you really gotta listen. You know, my mom always told me, the only way you gonna make it to be old is to listen to your elders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's real game.
You know what I mean?
And that's where we come from. Shout out to 40, man. That is our culture. When we talk about game, when we go back and look at the lingo, when somebody say a player hater, when somebody say, like I say, giving you game, or I come from the game, this is what they talking about. Like, it's deeper than this shit. It's deeper than we just partying and riding. You know what I'm saying? How did we get to this point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had to eat beans for a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to eat beans for a week before I had a pair of gold ones. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so you know,
it didn't work. We had to turn on the stove.
Turn on the damn stove. You know, and that was real.
Know, everybody got a different type of game, man. I always say that, especially coming up in the town. Like, you got your people. Even now, you got your people that you know, all they do in the town is be on some hyphy shit. You know, they do the side shows. That's their culture. I'm keep 100. That wasn't mine.
Mine either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, we pulled up to the side show like once or twice.
Yeah.
But if you was really from that time, you know that was a suicide mission.
It was. Come on, man.
Especially
probably depending on the stuff that you into too.
Yeah, right.
In my case,
but a lot of people banging. But a lot of people from the air.
Yeah.
For sure.
But even what he's saying in that aspect, you got to look at it like when he say suicide mission. If you from these blocks and you was around on these blocks, when it was people that wasn't from the hood wasn't really going to the sideshow. At least not to do nothing. They just spectators. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And really the spectators actually from other cities is what got it hot right now. And it's totally different. When a little kid from Fremont get hit by a straight bullet, they didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? People don't know what to do when they ain't from here. When the crowd move, what you supposed to do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a problem too, because we let these outsiders come through and tear our shit up.
Yeah, we sure do.
You know what I mean? Like, and now you go to a sideshow. I mean, more than 80 of them people ain't from here
At all.
You know what I mean? They'll come through, tear shit up, trash the streets,
and they gone.
I can tell by their cars when they coming. I see them coming on the freeway. I'll be like, here they go with this shit.
Yeah,
they got the wrong year whips. We don't ride them years, bro. Like that ain't it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you got a 5.0, but you ain't no highways at the ain't nobody got a highway 50 at the sideshow. That ain't how it go, bro. Y'all all got them weird ass drifting car. They drifting. They ain't doing real donuts. Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you know what I'm saying. So
so that that goes back to my point that everybody got different games. Some people just be out there trying to be in the mix. We just grew up on the block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, suicide mission. If you was tripping on us, you got to pull up over
here. You got to pull up. Yeah.
You got to pull up over here. You got to take that trip.
Mm-hmm.
That was a whole different ball game.
That's a different. And since you talked about coming up again, like just getting it. Of course, I can't say you got into it, being born into it, right? The culture and hip hop and the life and drug dealing and Oakland culture, right? Just growing up in it. All of those songs and that music and shit was a soundtrack to our lives, right? So when you first, got the opportunity to find out or to recognize who was who did you recognize first, like musically?
Not to me.
Musically, I ain't gonna lie. Musically, I started off, because I got older brother, I got older sister. I started off more on that turned up shit.
Okay.
I was on Keith.
Okay.
We was on Fab.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't until I got older and I got deeper into the music by myself that I kind of started getting more. It's crazy because I tell people it's like, as far as like from our own city or the Bay Area period, I wasn't a fan of too many people.
Right.
Because I felt like I was trying to get deeper than that.
Let me ask you that, because this is very important to me, and I always try to bring this up without people feeling disrespected, right? Because I'm not a hyphy movement guy, right? That was not in my, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And even the ghost riding and all that shit, none of that shit went together. They just kind of like put it together. Right. Like niggas just come out the car, bounce out, walk with the car, but it had nothing to do with the music. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was just a stunt. Right. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with dancing. It had nothing to do with none of that. Now, somebody might add all that element into it, but I felt like at some point we start making characters of our own self. You know what I mean? Like, to me, Mac Dre was something different. Like, he was who he was, right? And then you have the imitators. And that shit kind of had me irritated because I didn't like the way people looked at us. I didn't like the way when I went somewhere, if somebody asked me why I didn't have dreads, or if a person who was with me was dreads, and they say, shake them. Like, nigga, we don't just shake our dreads on demand. Like, that shit just don't happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you ain't dancing, bro? What's going on? Like, nah, nigga. Like, what you talking about, right? So, when you said that, it kind of made me, I really understood what you were saying, because, like, I got a broad music, thing. Like, I grew up on all kind of music, right? But the mob music kind of went away and was replaced with the hyphy. You know what I'm saying? The mob music coming back now. Shout out to Mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 40. Ben still holding it down the whole time. The last album with him and Bila had a bunch of mob music on it. You know what I mean? But where you was going with that is, at least where I felt you was going with that is how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Because at a point, when you in this music shit, you want to be taken serious though. Yeah. Like I can go with the best of them. Yeah. Don't shortchange me, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
it's different for me because when I first got in this rap shit, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm Hispanic in people's eyes. You know what I mean? So a lot of people feel like this ain't a Hispanic ball game.
Yeah.
It's some Puerto Ricans, it's some Dominicans. In the early stages of hip hop. But Mexican, Salvadorian,
nah.
We ain't had it. So to me, it was like you said, I gotta be taken seriously. Mm-hmm. You gotta understand me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You gotta really know that there's some game behind this. Right, shit. Right. So when I was coming up, I wasn't even a fan of Bay Area music like that. Yeah. My early ages, yeah. But like I always say, one of the people I was a fan of the South. I was really a fan of Louisiana, to be specific. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I was on Wayne. I was on Wayne heavy. You know what I mean? From from his early days where he was just on some rap shit to when he got deeper and deeper into shit, metaphorically, all the shit.
And let's just be honest. At a point here, we was off so much New Orleans music. I'm talking about street cats, right?
Yeah.
We was off so much New Orleans music that they biggest fan base is here. Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
You know, that Hot Boys movement, that Wayne, even Soulja Slim them. Like, we was off all that shit. Like, we love it. You know what I'm saying?
Webby, Boosie,
Boosie, all that. And when you reverse the game and you hear them talk, they love E40.
Same time.
Yeah.
They fucking love E40 and Bay Area
It kind
music.
of goes back to what you were saying.
It's short, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what you were saying that, you know, a lot of these imitators took this shit like left field.
Right.
So it was crazy because a lot of these Bay Area artists wasn't really even telling our story.
They at all.
You know what I mean? That's why I was listening to Louisiana niggas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Boosie,
yeah,
Webby,
yeah.
all these rappers from out there was talking about shit that I was relating to all the way back.
Like if Juvie say, that's the day I got spooked and drew down on an old woman. You know, when he's telling this story, I'm walking through it with him like, shit, I done been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But I feel what you're saying, like, you know, it wasn't relatable. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't relatable. And then we was disrespecting the legends. We was letting the legends get old. You know, because it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
But then it ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like where we from, it don't even matter.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? It matter what you putting down. And I heard you say this before too, is if you embrace the youngsters.
Yeah.
Do you embrace the youngsters where you from?
Yeah.
If you don't embrace the youngsters where you from, then it ain't gonna happen.
And
You
it's
know?
crazy that you said that because even though, like you said, we let the legends get old, a lot of these legends let themselves get old.
True.
Man.
True.
Because a lot of these legends, a lot of these legends intimidated, man.
Man, and
You
when
know, they don't want to help the youth because they feel like the youth here to take their spot.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
feel they do? They just kick back and don't do nothing.
Nah, I
not
feel-
even for themselves.
I feel like all they do is worry about themselves, but not knowing that, you know, take E40 for example. That's one of the main reasons why bruh's still relevant. Aside from him being a dope artist, he fuck with the
He
youngsters.
fuck with the youngsters.
Everything that's popping, you know, like one thing when I was on the phone with 40 and we was pitching this song to him, he tapped back in and he was like, that shit go crazy. He was like, that's hard. I got you. Because you don't never know when I need you on some of my shit.
Right.
And that was just, that right there just told me, because he all about the youth.